G'day. Well, I guess I could call this my first ever vlog style video, I guess. So I may as well start by telling you a bit about myself. I love flying and I love EVs. I have two electric vehicles. Well, one a battery electric vehicle, which is this Mitsubishi NRMA, which I'm driving right now, and also a plug-in hybrid EV, which is also a Mitsubishi. Just come back yesterday from a trip to Cameron's Corner and return in the Mitsubishi PHEV. Total trip of about 3,200 kilometres, and according to the computers, 39% of that was on EV driving only, so that's pretty impressive. Anyway, there's more videos of that coming in soon, as I've got about 2 terabytes worth of data I've got to get through to actually make some videos based on that trip. Anyway, tonight I'm driving the NRMA to Borkham Hills from Liverpool area in Sydney. As you can tell, I live in Sydney, and also when it comes to living in Sydney and EVs, it's also very difficult because there's a severe lack of DC fast charging infrastructure. There's only one DC fast charger in all of Sydney. That's excluding the Tesla supercharger network, which is only, again, there's only 2 of those. So I'm on the way now to the AEVA meeting at Borkham Hills to meet with the NRMA to discuss the installation of more DC fast chargers throughout New South Wales, which can only be a good thing considering the total lack of infrastructure already in this country for EVs and charging. Stuck in the usual Sydney traffic on the way to Borkham Hills. Thinking about the PHEV and the trip I've just done out west with it. This is probably why I think a lot of the motoring journalists are wrong in regards to PHEV vehicles, not just Mitsubishi but other ones. What they do is they get the test vehicle for a day and fully charged normally, hopefully, and they drive for about 200 to 300 kilometres, which case is obviously outside the battery range of the vehicle, so the motor starts and it starts burning fuel to generate electricity, as they do. But what I don't like is when they come back at the end of the report and say your car's great, but save your money and buy diesel because your fuel economy is about that of the diesel. Well, yes, when the engine's running, it is about that of the diesel, which is still pretty good considering you got a large SUV burning petrol but still getting diesel economy. That's always a good thing. But what they don't report, or what I'm not sure if they don't understand or they deliberately miss it out, is that even though sure it's got a 50k range, but the average commute in Sydney, and I think around the world as well, is down below the 30 kilometres mark, which is easily doable for a PHEV with a 50k range. And in my situation, I've got a commute of about 20 kilometres, which is perfect. So I come home, drive to work, come home, battery's half gone, plug it in every night, which has just become a habit, don't even think about it, and you go to work the next day. So over the last 12 months I've owned my PHEV, my average fuel use has been right on the book figures of about 1.9 litres per 100 kilometres, which is far better than any motoring journalist has ever got on a 1 or 2 day road test. So that's always a bit disappointing, but yeah. So apart from this big trip, I've actually put quite a few tanks of fuel through it due to the small tank. It's actually probably the most fuel I've ever put in since owning the car in the last 12 months. And the fuel use is still now, after this trip, up around about, or down to about 3.5 litres per 100 k's all up. So still can't complain about that. It's still far cheaper than the petrol and the diesel version, so that's always a good thing. Well, I'm on my way back now from the Australian Electric Vehicle Association meeting at Borkham Hills. It's actually a very interesting meeting. We had the NRMA there discussing their DC fast charging network investment. They're planning on putting in 40 plus DC fast chargers all around New South Wales, which is fantastic. At this point, they seem to be going down the south coast towards Berry, Bega, that sort of areas, out west, out to Dubbo, and also down New Hume Highway, down to the border, I'm assuming, and also up north, which is also fantastic news. Anyway, driving my NRMA back home now. Got just on half a battery left, considering I went to work this morning. 20 k's plus 30 k's each way here, 60, 80 k's today, with a range of 90 kilometres, so I should get home with 10 k's to spare, which is fine. If not, there's a few slow charges on the way I could use. Anyway, it's good to see the NRMA actually investing in DC fast charging and electric vehicle infrastructure throughout New South Wales, because at the moment there is absolutely none, apart from level 2 destination charges everywhere, and that's about it. As for DC fast charging, there's nothing, so it's good to see. Yeah, we've named sites for the DC fast charging network, which they've already confirmed will be done. Is Newcastle City, I'm not sure exactly where in Newcastle, but it's good. Jindabyne, hopefully will be installed and operational before the ski season, and also Berry on the south coast. So slowly spreading up quite quickly, which is good. Yeah, NRMA also confirmed that their DC fast chargers will be built by Tritium, which is good to see them using a good Australian company. They seem to be doing quite well with their DC fast chargers in the rest of the world. There's not many here in Australia. But with NRMA installing 40 more, that's always a good thing. Yeah, the charging network will also be free for NRMA members, which is good, but there'll also be a reasonable fee for non-members. And the payment system, I believe they're going to be using an app, a mobile phone app, so you can use your mobile phone app to activate the charges, confirm your membership if it's free, and also to pay for your usage as you use the charging network. That's pretty much all there is to report on the NRMA meeting tonight about their DC fast charging network. And of course there was all the usual questions about where they're going to be located for security, 24-hour access, areas where they'll be placed. Looks like they're going to be trying to place them in areas that benefit the community as well, not just the motorists. So like in the centre of towns as well, so people got places to go to eat and kill time while they're waiting for the cars to charge. And also hopefully bring more people to the area in the future as tourists. People can stop in small country towns because it's a nice place to come and visit. They tell their friends and they might plan a holiday down there, so that's always a good thing as well. They're also trying to avoid the installation of the chargers at roadhouse type stops and service centres because those places will be filled up by competing companies anyway, or the service centres themselves might eventually start installing their own chargers. But in some cases though, that might be the only option, such as up the north coast from Sydney, where all the freeway bypasses now bypass most country towns, which means most people will have to drive another 10 or 50 k's each way from the motorway to get to the charger and back out. And when seeing as infrastructure is very limited now and there's not many EV owners in the state, well then I can see that might work for now, but in the future once a lot more EVs hit the streets, then and people just want to get somewhere, they don't want to drive 10 or 50 k's into towns, but yeah. Well, it's actually good to see somebody doing something about the chicken and egg problem with EVs in Australia. The problem being, well, there's no infrastructure, so therefore I'm not going to buy an EV, and then people saying, well, there's no point building infrastructure if nobody's buying EVs. So with this new network, 40 plus chargers, I don't say exactly how many, so I'm hoping maybe 50, who knows, that will break the chicken and egg cycle and get more people into buying EVs, which benefits everybody, of course, for cleaner air and the rest of the stuff. Another concern voiced in the meeting was response to vandalism and machines being out of order. Some people mentioned that in Europe that sort of thing is quite common. But also I mentioned here to them that, well, NRMA does have a large road service network, so I don't see why those road service drivers can't be trained to actually service the chargers as well. So if you get to a charger, it's out of service or something's wrong with it, you just call up as if you would a normal breakdown service, and the road service guy can come out and fix it. So that's an option on the table. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my first vlog style video I've ever done. Apologise for the poor sound quality and everything, but don't actually have anything but my mobile phone at the moment. And hopefully I'll start doing a few more of these and you people watch in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching and drive safe.